What's up guys, thanks for tuning in. In today's video we're going to make an old 10-year-old Optiplex 5050 play Arc Raiders at almost max settings in 1080p. So we're going to get into it. Thanks for watching guys. What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to turn an old Dell Optiplex 5050 into a powerful gaming PC or workstation, whatever you want to do with it. So first off, I already did a little bit of work to this. We're going to take the cover off here. Boom, this is what it should look like from the factory. So first thing you're going to want to do is disconnect the original power supply. This is only 180 watts. It's not going to be enough to power an external graphics card. I already did a little bit of this work here. It's a little bit mangled up. I was trying to make some room for the full-size triple fan, so excuse the damage here. So take out these two screws at the back. You're going to pull out your original power supply here. Okay, so once you have that out, make sure you unplug it as well, of course. Next thing you're going to want to do, so your Optiplex might have either a traditional hard drive or an SSD. Mine has an SSD, it's 500 gigabytes, so you'll want to pop this out of its tray. Remove the plastic SSD holder, put that to the side. You'll want to unlock this by pushing it to the left. We'll lift up, this will be your disk drive. Remove the top cover here and get that out of the way. I did cut some of this extra material here to make some room for the graphics card. I'll lift this up and out. Okay, for now we can put our SSD unit over to the side, and then this is going to be our aftermarket power supply. Just for the sake of this video, we're going to put it off to the side for now, but eventually you can mount it somewhere in this range. You might have to drill a hole here to make room for the power cable. So first things first, you're going to have your CPU power supply. I used a Pivia 500 watt. It's going to come with this little 4-pin CPU supply. You'll just run that straight into there. Get a good video of that for you. Next thing is going to be the power supply for the motherboard. The cable that comes with this is going to be a 24-pin. Our factory Dell motherboard has a 6-pin power adapter. You can see it in white right there. So you're going to need a power adapter. I have one right here. Sorry, I'm using this with two hands. Okay, so we're going to plug that in. See, just like that. Snap that in. Now this is going to go straight to our motherboard. Okay. So now we have our motherboard power connection hooked up, utilizing this adapter, which I'll link in the description. So now motherboard power, CPU power hooked up. The next thing is going to be the graphics card itself. So it doesn't fit traditionally in this slot without bending this backwards a little bit and bending what was here before out a little bit. I decided to just remove this for now. I also got a PCI riser, so if you're really creative with this, you can kind of position the GPU somewhere like around here and have it sit in there. For now, just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to put it right here in the original slot. So we're going to do that really quick. Okay. It's a little bit taller than the case. That's fine. Eventually I'd like to put this in a Pelican case or something and try to make this like a portable small form factor build. We might get like some other kind of case or just messing around with it for now. Seeing what it can do, checking the capability out. Put this off to the side. This is the little buzzer speaker. Okay, so now we need to plug in the GPU. It's going to be this middle connector right there. This comes with the power supply. Let's see, we're going to just go with this here. Okay, everything's hooked up now. We got our motherboard power, CPU power, GPU power. This is plugged in. It is pretty tight on space in here. If you were really crafty, you can get the power supply tucked in there and kind of make some sort of custom case for this while utilizing the old Dell case. It's just a little bit tricky. Let's go ahead and boot this computer on. Alright guys, so just to start, we're going to go with some pretty basic settings. Just pretty much what's coming on here as we start the game. We're going to see how this plays. Alright guys, this looks really bad so far. Looks like we haven't loaded our character. Some of the textures haven't fully rendered. Probably gonna need to do a little bit of tweaks because we're also getting some stuttering. I did do a quick practice run just before starting the game while I wasn't recording, and it wasn't stuttering as bad, and it didn't have these rendering issues. So we might need to tweak our settings. Okay, looks like our character just loaded in. Textures still haven't fully rendered. The stuttering is pretty bad. I don't know if it's because we're running our recording software in the background. This is just a 4-core CPU, but we're gonna play this out a little bit and try to go back in after changing some settings. Alright guys, this still looks pretty bad. We're having the same issue with our character, hasn't fully rendered. Some of the textures haven't fully rendered. The frame rate isn't great either. You'll see here in just a second, as soon as we encounter a leaper in game, our frame rate stutters quite a bit. It's very choppy. It's just not proper. We've tweaked the settings a little bit, so we might need to do something else. We're going to dig into this issue a little bit, but I'm just going to roll this clip here so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. You know, anytime there's any kind of action, we're getting major frame rate drops. You know, I was expecting with a 5060 it would play a little bit better. I'm sure the 5060 can handle it. I think we're just having some issues with either our settings or the CPU is bottlenecking, but we're going to get this addressed shortly here. Yeah, as you can see, some of the textures also haven't fully rendered. It's just really choppy. Alright guys, I think we found the issue. So if we're going to play this game properly, we need to optimize the graphics preference in our Windows display settings. So you're going to want to go into your graphics performance preference and select arc radius and optimize it to your graphics card. I didn't know that, so hopefully this might help some of you guys. Once we've done that, we fixed a lot of our issues in terms of frame rate going up. We were able to enable the DLSS 4x frame rate boost. A lot of the choppiness went away. It's much smoother. We're going to go ahead and roll the clip here and let you take a look. So you can see we've done max graphic settings pretty much. We are playing this on a 1080p monitor, but in terms of pretty much everything is going to be at epic. We did put the dynamic on low just to help out the CPU a little bit. So to start, we did have this issue once again, rendering the character. It does go away pretty quickly. It just takes a few seconds to kind of load the pre-shaders and everything.
Stay safe, watch out for its kids, and make sure you brought the biggest guns you can carry if you decide to get in its way.
We're going to run another round on Bluegate. Should be a good example of how the game will play. We are going to put everything to cinematic max settings in terms of 1080p. See how it plays. So guys, it's actually playing really good. Our FPS is really good. Everything's very smooth. It's weirdly running much better on max settings. I'm not sure why. You'll see here in just a little bit. I'll try turning the settings down, and the weirdest thing happens. As soon as we turn the settings down, the game becomes much more choppy. Seeing a good example of some ray tracing there. The sunlight effects. It's very smooth. Very playable. I think with some proper settings optimizations, this game can be very playable on a cheap budget setup like this. Again, trying to give you guys a good example of the ray tracing there. So here we turned our graphics settings down all the way, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. As soon as the graphics settings go down, we get a lot more stuttering, and it's almost as if it's a rubber banding, although we're having no internet issues here. It's very strange. And then as soon as we turn the settings back up to cinematic, everything becomes relatively smooth again. It's quite strange. I'm not sure why it's doing that. But the game does run pretty smoothly on cinematic, I would say. Alright guys, that's basically it for the video. I do want to reiterate that the stuttering you'll see in the last couple portions of the video once we fixed the graphics performance preferences was only present due to the streaming/recording software I was using to record the video. Without that recording software going on in the background, the game was playing very smoothly. It's just this Intel i7 6700 CPU just couldn't handle the game along with the streaming/recording software. So just keep in mind some of the results I'm speaking on in terms of performance are smoother without the recording software, just for you to know.
Yeah, you're happy?
That's pretty much it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.